This common fruit feeds polycystic ovary syndrome and inner imbalance. Are you tired of the endless cycle of confusion and frustration that comes with polycystic ovary syndrome? The feeling that your own body is a stranger to you, operating by a set of rules you are never taught? Do you find yourself struggling with persistent symptoms from the unpredictable cycles and the stubborn weight that clings to you no matter how hard you try? To the emotional fog and the deep, gnawing cravings that seem to have a life of their own? It is a heavy burden to carry, a silent battle waged day after day. But there is good news, a profound sense of hope rooted in ancient wisdom that has guided souls for millennia. The path to rebalancing your body and quieting the storm within does not have to be found in complex formulas or restrictive regimens, but in a deeper understanding of the connection between what you consume and the harmony of your inner world. The right understanding can transform your relationship with food, calm the internal chaos, and guide your body back to its natural state of equilibrium. In today's journey together, we are going to uncover a surprising truth, a revelation that comes from a place of deep observation and mindfulness, revealing how a very common, seemingly innocent fruit may be unknowingly feeding the very imbalances at the heart of your struggle with polycystic ovary syndrome. We will explore how this food, celebrated for its health benefits, can, from a different perspective, disrupt your inner ecosystem, and what ancient wisdom, the kind whispered in quiet monasteries, can teach us about finding true nourishment. So stay with me, because you do not want to miss these life-altering insights that connect the dots between ancient teachings and your modern-day health. This is not just about nutrition tips. It is about a new way of seeing, a new way of being with your body. Before we begin this exploration, I would love to feel your presence here with us. Tell me, where are you joining this conversation from today? Please drop a comment below and feel free to share any questions that are resting on your heart. Your presence here helps to weave our community together. And if you have not already, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss a moment of guidance and shared wisdom from our growing family here at Sacred Women's Health. Let us first create a space of understanding around the deep well of experience that is living with polycystic ovary syndrome. It is so important, before we even speak of solutions, to honor the reality of your struggle. Living with polycystic ovary syndrome is not merely a clinical diagnosis on a piece of paper. It is a lived, breathed, daily experience that can color every aspect of your world. It is the feeling of being at war with your own reflection, the exhaustion that settles deep in your bones, and the quiet despair that can creep in when another remedy fails to bring the relief you so desperately seek. You may have been told that it is your fault, that you are not trying hard enough, not disciplined enough. I am here to tell you, with the deepest sincerity, that this is not your fault. You are not to blame for the intricate dance of hormones and inflammation happening within you. You are a woman navigating a complex condition in a world that often offers confusing and contradictory advice. You are not alone in this feeling. Millions of women across the globe are walking a similar path, each carrying their own unique story of this shared struggle. They too know the frustration of unexplained weight gain, the distress of thinning hair or unwanted facial hair, the pain of irregular or absent cycles, and the deep emotional toll it all takes. There is a collective sigh, a shared understanding among women who know this journey intimately. So let us release that burden of self-blame right now. Breathe it out. You are in a safe and compassionate space here, a place where your pain is seen and validated. We are here not to judge or to demand, but to gently uncover a path toward healing, a path that is paved with self-compassion and profound, ancient wisdom. The discomfort you feel is a messenger, a sign from your body that there is a deep imbalance asking for your gentle attention. In the view of Buddhist wisdom, the body and mind are not separate entities. They are a unified whole. An imbalance in one creates ripples in the other. The turmoil you feel is not a sign of failure, but a call to return to yourself, to listen with a new kind of awareness to what your body is trying to communicate. It is a call for harmony, for a return to the middle way, a concept we will explore together, which holds the key to unlocking a more peaceful existence within your own skin. Now, let us begin to peel back the layers of this ancient understanding. The wisdom I wish to share is not about creating more rules or restrictions, but about cultivating a deep and loving awareness. In the Buddhist tradition, true healing comes from understanding the root cause of suffering, and in the context of our well-being, this often leads us to what we consume, not just with our mouths, but with our minds and our hearts. The first step on this path is recognizing how certain patterns of consumption can create what we might call an inner poison, the poison of attachment. This is the deep, often unconscious, craving for specific tastes, textures, and feelings that we get from food. It is the urgent pull towards sweetness, the comforting embrace of dense carbohydrates, the feeling that we need a particular food to feel happy, calm, or satisfied. This attachment is incredibly powerful, and it is a central pillar in the struggle with polycystic ovary syndrome. The intense cravings for sugar and refined carbohydrates that so many women with polycystic ovary syndrome experience are not a sign of weakness. They are a biological and energetic cry from a body struggling with insulin resistance. Your cells are not getting the energy they need efficiently, so they scream for more, and the quickest source of that energy is sugar. But when we consistently answer this scream with high-sugar foods, we strengthen the chains of attachment. We create a feedback loop. The body craves sugar. We eat sugar, insulin spikes, blood sugar crashes, and the craving returns with even more force. Does this cycle feel familiar? Can consuming a food that perpetuates this cycle, even a natural one, truly be considered nourishing in your specific situation? This is a question that requires a gentle and honest look inward. The answer, according to a mindful perspective, is that any food that strengthens the grip of attachment and deepens this chaotic cycle is contributing to the imbalance. The solution, therefore, is not about white-knuckling your way through cravings, but about gently dissolving the attachment itself through awareness. It begins with observing the craving without immediate judgment or action. When the urge for something sweet arises, can you sit with it for just a moment? Notice the sensations in your body. Notice the thoughts in your mind. Is it a true physical hunger, or is it an emotional hunger, a need for comfort or a distraction from a difficult feeling? By simply pausing and observing, you create a space between the impulse and the action. In that space lies your freedom. You begin to see the craving not as an unconquerable monster, but as a passing cloud, an impermanent sensation that will, if you allow it, eventually dissipate. This practice of mindful observation is the first, most crucial step in reclaiming your power from the cycle of cravings and attachment that lies at the heart of polycystic ovary syndrome suffering. But this is just the beginning. The next step involves understanding how a specific, beloved food can unknowingly fuel this entire process, acting as a hidden source of imbalance. It is a truth that might be difficult to hear at first, but it is offered with the deepest intention of liberating you. May I ask you something personal? How many times have you felt utterly alone, completely lost in trying to understand what is happening inside your own body, as if no one around you could possibly grasp the depth of your experience? I know how much that silence can hurt, and I want you to know, truly know, that you are not walking this path by yourself. If this feeling resonates with you, if you have ever felt that profound sense of isolation on your journey, please leave a comment below with the words, "I understand this struggle." Write it just like that. Your message, your shared vulnerability, could be the very thing that gives another woman the strength she needs today. It can be a beacon of light for someone who is feeling lost in the dark, reminding her that she is part of a community that truly understands. Before we continue on this path of discovery, if this information is resonating with you and bringing a sense of clarity, I would be so grateful if you would take a moment to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. This simple act helps this message of hope reach more women who need to hear it, and ensures you will never miss any of our upcoming journeys into healing and wisdom. Now, let us continue to the heart of our discussion, to the imbalance that often goes unnoticed. This brings us to what we can call the poison of excess, a concept deeply intertwined with the Buddhist principle of the middle way. The middle way is not about mediocrity. It is a dynamic path of balance, a conscious avoidance of the extremes of deprivation and indulgence. It teaches us that true well-being is not found in harsh restrictions or in unchecked consumption, but in finding the harmonious center. When we live with polycystic ovary syndrome, our bodies are often in a state that is exquisitely sensitive to excess, particularly the excess of sugar. The very food that I have been alluding to, a common fruit that so many of us believe to be a cornerstone of a healthy diet, is the banana, specifically the ripe, sweet, yellow banana with brown spots. From the perspective of a monk, observing the world with a clear and simple lens, the modern banana is a marvel of cultivation, bred for maximum sweetness, a far cry from its wild, seed-filled ancestors. It has been engineered to satisfy our attachment to sugar, and in this, it can become a source of profound imbalance for a body sensitive to insulin. When you eat a ripe banana, its high concentration of natural sugars is released into your bloodstream with incredible speed. For a person with a balanced system, this is manageable. But for a woman with polycystic ovary syndrome, whose cells are already resistant to the message of insulin, this flood of sugar is like shouting at someone who cannot hear you. The pancreas, in a desperate attempt to be heard, pumps out even more insulin. This cascade of excess insulin is one of the primary drivers of polycystic ovary syndrome symptoms. It tells the ovaries to produce more androgens, like testosterone, which can lead to acne, hirsutism, and hair loss. It signals the body to store fat, particularly around the abdomen. It fuels inflammation, a chronic, low-grade fire that underlies so many chronic health conditions. Can eating this fruit daily, perhaps in your morning smoothie or as a quick snack, really be contributing so significantly to your symptoms? The answer, when viewed through the lens of balance and excess, is a clear and compassionate yes. It is not that the banana is inherently evil. No food is. But in the context of your unique body's constitution, its concentrated sweetness represents an extreme, an indulgence that pushes your system further away from the middle way and deeper into the cycle of hormonal chaos. The practical application of this wisdom is not to declare war on all fruit, but to practice discerning awareness. It is about choosing fruits that are lower in sugar and higher in fiber, like berries. It is about pairing any fruit you do eat with a source of healthy fat or protein, like a small handful of almonds or a spoonful of chia seeds, to slow down the absorption of sugar and prevent that dramatic spike in insulin. It is about choosing a banana that is still slightly green over one that is soft and spotted, as the sugar content increases dramatically as it ripens. This is the middle way in action. It is not about elimination, but about wise and mindful moderation, about making choices that guide your body back towards its center, towards a place of calm and balance. But the physical impact is only one part of the story. The next piece of this puzzle is even more subtle and often completely overlooked, touching upon the very way we relate to our bodies and the information they give us. This leads us to the third and perhaps most profound imbalance, which we can call the poison of ignorance. In the Buddhist context, ignorance does not mean a lack of intelligence. It refers to a lack of seeing things as they truly are. It is a sort of spiritual blindness, a disconnection from the truth of our own experience. In the context of health and polycystic ovary syndrome, this ignorance manifests as a disconnection from the innate wisdom of our own bodies. We have been taught to trust external authorities, doctors, diet plans, advertisements more than we trust the subtle signals and messages coming from within. We eat when the clock tells us to. We consume what we are told is healthy, and we often ignore the bloating, the fatigue, the brain fog, and the skin breakouts that our bodies are using to communicate with us. The ripe banana serves as a perfect example of this. We have been told it is a health food, packed with potassium and a great source of energy. So we eat it, perhaps even when we are not truly hungry, because it is convenient and we believe it is good for us. In doing so, we ignore the reality of what it is doing inside our unique system. We overlook the subsequent energy crash that might happen an hour later. We do not connect it to the intense sugar craving that arrives in the afternoon. We dismiss the subtle feeling of inflammation or digestive discomfort because our mind is clinging to the belief that bananas are healthy. This is the poison of ignorance at work. It creates a rift between our mind's beliefs and our body's reality. Healing from polycystic ovary syndrome requires us to mend this rift, to cultivate a deep and unwavering trust in our body's wisdom. This practice begins with mindful eating. Before you eat anything, take a moment to pause. Look at the food, smell it, and as you eat, do so slowly, without the distraction of your phone or the television. Pay attention to the textures and tastes. More importantly, pay attention to how you feel after you eat. Not just immediately after, but 1 hour later, 3 hours later, the next morning. Does a particular food leave you feeling energized and clear? Or does it leave you feeling sluggish, bloated, and foggy? Your body is giving you constant feedback. The practice is to learn how to listen. Start a simple journal, not of calories or macros, but of feelings. Note what you ate and how your body and mind responded. Over time, patterns will emerge. You will become your own greatest expert. You will see with stunning clarity which foods create harmony within you and which foods create discord. This is the antidote to ignorance. It is the cultivation of a deep, inner knowing. You move from a place of following external rules to a place of being guided by your own internal compass. This is true food freedom. It is not about being able to eat anything you want, but about understanding so deeply what nourishes you that the desire for things that harm you simply falls away. You no longer need to fight cravings with willpower because you are guided by the wisdom of what creates genuine well-being. This is a radical act of self-love and reclamation. It is the journey back to yourself. And by simply removing or mindfully reducing a food that creates such a profound state of excess, like the overly ripe banana, you create the space for your body to begin its journey back to the middle way, back to balance, back to its natural state of vibrant health. If you have journeyed with me this far, it means you are truly searching for answers, for relief, and for a deep and lasting sense of hope. This channel, this community, was created for precisely that reason, to be a sanctuary where you can begin to understand the intricate language of your body, regain a sense of control over your own health, and find solutions that resonate with a deeper, more holistic truth. You are not alone on this path anymore. We are consciously building a safe and sacred space where women just like you can find unwavering support and real, actionable information that makes a tangible difference in your life. This is a place for compassion, for understanding, and for empowerment. If this is the kind of gentle yet powerful guidance you have been searching for, I warmly invite you to subscribe now and be sure to turn on the notifications. Every single video we create together is another step, another piece of the puzzle on your personal journey toward a healthier, more harmonious, and happier you.